When it's business, it means there are targets. There could be mis-selling happening.
अपनी financial security के लिए health insurance.
Insurance is not about things going wrong. It's about putting things right.
सबसे पहले अपनी लाइफ को भी दीजिए ना, लाइफ इंश्योरेंस का भरोसा।
Misselling. क्या है ये? While this word in itself may not make too much sense to you right now, पर क्या आपको पता है कि इंडियन वर्किंग एडल्ट्स में तकरीबन 80% लोगों का ये कहना है कि उन्हें लाइफ में एटलीस्ट एक बार तो कोई ना कोई फाइनेंशियल प्रोडक्ट मिससेल किया गया है। अब आपको ऐसा लग रहा होगा कि ये सब तो बाकी लोगों के साथ होता होगा, बट नॉट विद मी। बट डू यू नो, एक कस्टमर और एक फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन की रिलेशनशिप, मैनेजर की रिलेशनशिप उतनी अच्छी और वाइज नहीं होती जितना हमें लगता है। और इसे ही समझने के लिए वी विल ब्रिंग टू यू टुडेज एपिसोड where we will try to understand what are the reasons for mis-selling of financial products. क्या इसके पीछे भी फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस का कोई टारगेट होता है? और क्या इन प्रोडक्ट्स में भी बड़े बड़े कमीशंस होते हैं? And we'll answer some more questions like why would somebody sell a financial product which is not appropriate for the buyer? All of these answers will be given by our financial expert for today. तो चलिए मिलकर बात करते हैं और समझते हैं एक ऐसे प्रोडक्ट को जो कई बार मिससेल होता है, इंश्योरेंस।
Hi, my name is Nisha Sanghavi. I'm an entrepreneur and I run a company called ProMore Fintech. The reason I am into this field, financial advice, ये मिलती नहीं है आसानी से, and especially जब मैं financial wellness programs करती थी corporates में, तो तभी women are the last standard where they are going and actually looking for advice because money management उन्हें कभी सिखाया नहीं गया था. So this is one of the strongest reason मैं इस field में हूँ और मैं try करती हूँ कि maximum women को help करूँ money management के लिए. Lack of knowledge is one of the biggest point which जिसकी वजह से mis-selling होती है. हम procrastinate करते हैं कि हमें समझ में नहीं आता है, तो जो सामने वाला बोल रहा है वो सही बोल रहा होगा. And financial products जो है वो basically हम हमारी need से नहीं खरीदते. कोई हमें बेचने आया ये सोच के हम खरीद लेते हैं. So ये एक bigger gap है between advisory, need and wants, जिसकी वजह से ये mis-selling हमेशा होती है. Yes, that's the biggest gap where a mis-selling happens because typical family background देखा जाए तो एक एजेंट हमेशा कनेक्टेड होता है फैमिली को, या तो एक बैंक आरएम होता है जिसको हमारी बैंक बैलेंस पता होती है, जिसकी वजह से दे कैन ट्रैक यू कि आप क्या खरीदते हो या आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट कहाँ जा रहा है. तो जब भी किसी का टारगेट होता है तो वो आके आपको बोलते हैं कि ये अच्छा है, ये नया है. सो ये गैप जो है इसकी वजह से मिससेलिंग होती है इंश्योरेंस में. स्पेशली 25 इयर्स का नीड बोल के बेचते हैं कि जब तुम बूढ़े हो जाओगे 25 इयर्स के बाद, 30 इयर्स के बाद तुम्हें 50 लाख मिल जाएंगे. If somebody is trying to sell you a product which is retirement, where is inflation in that and where is the taxation considered, right? तो ये gaps है जहाँ इंश्योरेंस easily बेचा जाता है because it's emotional. Then it comes is like because of lack of knowledge, and then what comes is your typical pressure of agents or somebody continuously calling you. Somebody who calls you 10 times, 11th time you will say चल कुछ तो दे दे. So what is easily available with lesser documents and lesser compliance is which is very, very quickly bought. You sign a check, fill up a form, and you get a typical traditional investment done in insurance, right? It does not require anything else. So that's where your mis-selling happens. I mean, we would have experiences where bankers sell senior citizens saying this policy is going to be helpful to you. Somebody who's 73 and you see their portfolio, it's all of ULIPs. 73-year-old does not require market-linked investments. This is mis-selling. लाइफ इंश्योरेंस में एटलीस्ट 4 to 5 कैटेगरीज होती है. एज ए इंडिविजुअल, व्हाट लाइफ इंश्योरेंस यू शुड हैव इज टेक्निकली व्हेन यू आर यंगर यू नीड टर्म प्लान. टर्म प्लान इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट. वी नीड टू हैव ओनली टर्म लाइफ वेयर वी आर ट्राइंग टू प्रोटेक्ट आवर फैमिली फ्रॉम your any of your any situation. Suppose if you die, insurance we are trying to mitigate the risk. Now we come to ULIPs. ULIP is one category. There are roughly 23 life insurance companies. So if there are 23 life insurance companies, every company have a ULIP. ULIP is unit linked insurance plan where investments are getting linked to markets. I mean your stock markets or even debt markets. The minimum investment required is of 5 years. You can't pay one premium and stop. That money will get locked. Insurances will not have an escape. आपने भर दिया तो आपको continuously 5 years तो भरना है. And when you go to your further down on other type of life insurances, there are endowment plans where your investment returns would be in the range of 4 to 5%. The most sold product in life insurance comes as money back policy. We don't talk about it, but it's a feel good, you know, when I come and tell you buy an insurance plan which is money back. So money and back, right? So two things very, you know, touching. So you will try to, you know, go ahead and just buy it because हर 5 साल में आपको अपना ही पैसा वापस दिया जाता है. So if we meet clients today और हम बात करते हैं कि अच्छा आपके पास क्या है, I have a policy, I pay 25,000 per year. When I turn 50, I will get some 5 lakh rupees. Somebody who's 25 today, 50 age पे 5 lakh मिलेगा. What is the value of it? Time value of money and inflation is gone. So it's important what you're buying. You have evaluated yourself whether it's right for you. So you can always have a broader basket. I'm not saying life insurance plans are bad, but first you need to have your basics right. So when you are evaluating a financial product, you need to make sure that आपको जो product दिया जा रहा है वो tax efficient है, inflation beaten है या नहीं है. अगर ये दो चीजें आप ध्यान में रखते हो तो आपके साथ mis-selling नहीं हो सकती है. So if it's sold to you, then it's definitely mis-sell. And if you thought yourself that I want to buy a term life or maybe I want to buy a pension plan, always worth it. ULIPs were marketed way back in 2008 where it was sold saying pay for 3 years, you can withdraw the money after 3 years. So that time in way back 2008 it was attractive because 3 years ही भरना है और हमें पैसा वापस मिलेगा. So it was such a attractive time, but then and when markets tanked, the valuations of investments went down drastically. That is when IRDA came into picture and increased that minimum ULIP investments has to be for 5 years. So it's like investments is like sowing seeds. So जब भी आप आज स्टार्ट कर रहे हो इन्वेस्टमेंट्स करने के लिए, so then eventually that money has to grow. So if you ask me is ULIP bad, I might say define your time frame and then you choose a product. So somebody who has a horizon of 10 and 15 years, ULIP is a brilliant product. But when you're selecting a ULIP product, it's important that you check out the expense which is going to be associated with it, the charges which they are going to put. So their charges could fund management charges, mortality charges. If the percentage charged is more than 2 to 3%, then it's a bad product to have because 4 to 6% is what generally broader markets work on, that 6% charges. So technically the premium that you're going to pay, 6% is going to charge to the premium that you're going to pay, and then the rest of the money is going to get invested. There is going to be a mortality charge also because they're going to pay you if you die. That's why you need to make sure that when you're buying a ULIP, the expenses, the list of expenses which are mentioned, you need to make sure that it's the right one. So there are products in the market which are ULIPs with lesser expenses. So less than even 1% expense are there, you know, by some insurers. So it's not bad, but you need to know whether it's right for you or not. One is term life, then is health insurance. Because we have seen through COVID, right, where hospitalizations costed a bomb, there was home treatment also allowed, and that were paid by insurance companies. So health insurance is something which you need to have sufficiently apart from your corporate cover. Then we talk about is personal accident policy. If we have been driving or riding a bike, you need to make sure that you have a personal accident policy because if you get disabled, even temporary or even permanent, disabilities are covered by personal accident policy and it hardly costs. So these are 3 insurances every individual technically should be having. You're driving a vehicle, you need to have a vehicle insurance for sure. Now even vehicle insurance is something where there's a lot of mis-selling happens because when you're going and buying a car, that's an emotional decision, right? As a family, you go to the dealer showroom and you know, you're saying, okay, I want to buy this XYZ car. When you're going, he'll say, insurance ka itna paisa hai. You pay that money, but ultimately what you get or what you saw on the quotation is more important, right? Having only zero depreciation is not a great idea. You need to have bumper to bumper, including engine, tire and consumables. That's what you need to have into a vehicle insurance. कितने लोग देखते हैं? But sometimes when you are in that haste, right, you want to buy the car today, you want to book the car today. So then these are those pointers that you can ask, what is it covered? How much is it covered for? What's the cost you're paying? So that's on the motor insurance. And then rest is if you have expensive stuff in the house, you've redone your house, then you need to take a home insurance. Cities where if cyclones or any earthquakes are prone areas, then these insurances will make sure that you're mitigating that risk of any damage which happens. I'm sure everybody is here for business. So when it's business, it means there are targets, there could be mis-selling happening. But when we are looking at it, commissions, honestly, it could range from 10% to 80% also. There have been times that we've been given targets by insurance companies that okay, you achieve this X amount and we pay you 80% of the commission. So if you paid lakh rupees as premium, 80,000 is my commission. So it's important when you're buying a product, it's your need. So one simple story here, this husband and wife, where wife used to take decision. She came back to us saying, I'm not going to get anything back. Why do I pay for it? So they discontinued a term plan and they went ahead and bought a policy, a typical traditional plan, paying similar premium, but that policy was broken quarterly payment and then it was converted into 30 policies. So agents do have targets on number of policies, and then she missed out on payment once. And what happened was 30 checks are to be issued now every quarter. You don't do auto debit sometimes. This is what happened. By doing 30 policies, that agent met his target, right? 30 policies bechi mein, number of policies. NOPs it's called in the insurance language. And after a year, she called us that I have so far paid 20 lakhs as premium and we are lost. Can you help us? And imagine 20 lakhs way back in 2008. IRDA is doing amazing work. There's a lot of initiatives that happen, but we as humans, right, don't want to make any extra effort. Have you ever picked up your policy and read the fine print? The ones which are written in very smaller alphabets, right? They are called policy wordings. Technically, that's the Bible of the product that you're buying. So if you're buying a product, you need to go through the policy wordings. How many of us read that? And then we feel that we are stuck, or maybe we bought a wrong product, or maybe I was missold, right? You feel cheated. So then these are those places where, any insurance product, you go globally also, it's important that you refer the policy wordings. Brochure of the insurance policy will have only the highlights of the product. What as a person you need to read is policy wordings. And with time, IRDA has come into picture where they are making a standard format on proposal form that all the companies that you refer. Because if we look at like 23 life insurance companies and 24 general insurance companies along with standalone 8 insurance companies, too many insurance companies. But when we go back to US has more than 1500 insurance companies. And when we speak about our country, we are around 50-55. More and more people should get insured. Insurance should be made available easily. Cities and villages where penetration is very less or close to no, because as the manufacturer side on the insurance companies, even when they are given licenses to start, making products, they are given a leeway. And now too, with the new circulars coming into picture, they don't want that you should file for a product with them. You can actually start selling. You design a product and sell it. Earlier it was, you create a product, you file it with IRDA. IRDA will take its own sweet time to approve it and then it gets launched in the market. So 55 insurance companies and we feel cheated because we don't do our homework. Anytime you buy a product, you have to go and read the fine print. So we have to spare that time because you're going to invest your hard-earned money. The new chairman coming into IRDA, he's giving more innovative strategies. So the new innovative stuff which is coming is pay as you drive. मतलब आप जितने दिन ड्राइव करोगे उतने दिन आप इंश्योरेंस का पैसा दो, वरना आपको नहीं देना है. Start of innovative products. So many products are now standardized. सरल जीवन बीमा, that's a life insurance which is available across life insurance companies. If your income is below 5 lakhs, you can still avail a term plan. There are standard critical illness policy. There are standard health insurance policies. You start with basic. If you can't afford the higher side, but have basics. So that's how you will create your own social security. So my message to everyone is make sure that you have your basic insurances in place. Make sure that you have your basics right. Thank you.
तो अगली बार अगर आप अपने नजदीकी बैंक में जाएंगे या आपके रिलेशनशिप मैनेजर आपको स्वीट टॉक करके प्रोडक्ट समझा रहे होंगे, तब बस एक चीज का ध्यान रखना, that the entire conversation with your so-called relationship manager is going to end on a note saying that, dear sir, madam, this is the new scheme that we have launched. And this scheme will give you amazing returns and protection on your life or any such things like that. प्लीज चेक कीजिए कि आपको एक प्रोडक्ट बेचने के लिए आपके एडवाइजर या सो कॉल्ड रिलेशनशिप मैनेजर या बैंकर को किस तरह का कमीशन मिल रहा है. खुद को ये क्वेश्चंस पूछिए. इज दिस प्रोडक्ट एक्चुअली लिंक्ड टू माई लॉन्ग टर्म गोल इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ इट्स फीचर्स? डज द फाइनेंशियल प्रोडक्ट सॉल्व द पर्पस ऑफ योर लाइफ? और उसके बाद ही आप डिसीजन लीजिए कि ये फाइनेंशियल प्रोडक्ट आपके लिए फायदेमंद है भी या नहीं.